So I've got this cabinet with this shelf where I store all my power tools, and it's kind of a mess and a little bit dangerous, to be honest. When I reach in to grab a drill, I almost hit the jigsaw. So I'm going to get them out of here, and I'm going to build something that I can mount all of these tools on the wall, and the garage will look better, it'll be more organized, it'll be easier to grab a tool. I think the pizza guy is here. So I'm going to build something to hang all these from. So let's get building. First, let's get the pizza. I wasn't lying. Pizza. Obviously, this is where we used to hang our bikes, but our kids are in college now. We don't have kids' bikes anymore. I mean, maybe I should get a bike. But right now, we don't have any bikes. So I need to take this bike rack down, and this is where I'm gonna put the new tool hanger thing. Oh my. Ryobi actually makes their own shelving system that you can hang their tools from, and I almost bought that, but it would have run me somewhere around $200 to create something that I could hang all my tools from, and I didn't want to spend $200 to hang my tools on a wall. For this project, I got one 8-foot 1x3, one 8-foot 1x4, and two 8-foot 1x6s. And I got some stain as an optional upgrade to make it look a little nicer. Let's get to sanding. I've stained enough to know you don't want stain on your hands. It takes forever to get it off. So day 2 of the power tool shelf. I think I'm gonna make 2 of them, each 4 feet long. One will hang up here and one will hang a bit lower, something like that. But that should give me enough space for all my tools. What's happening? I want 2 4-foot shelves. I'm gonna start with the 1x6s, and all I gotta do is cut them in half because they are 8 feet. So I'm just gonna mark it. So what I'm thinking is these will kind of fit together like that, fasten to the wall, and then I'm gonna use the 1x4 to make sections like this, and then let me just show you. This isn't gonna make sense. To fasten the boards together, I'm using my Kreg pocket hole jig. If you don't have one of these, it's a great way to make clean connections between boards. First step of using it is you have to set the drill bit to the correct depth. You see there's 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1.5 inch. I'm working with 1x6s, which means their actual thickness is 3/4 inch, so that's how I have the drill bit set up. So I want to put the pocket holes right here so I can screw into the board right there. You put the board into the jig, then you clamp this down, and now we're just going to drill holes there, and you stop once you hit this little circle thing that we set. Now we got pocket holes. I forget if this is called a corner jig or what it's called, but you can clamp things down and make a perfect 90-degree connection with them. So this is another great cheap tool if you're working with wood a lot. Kreg makes these special screws. They look like that. There's a pre-cut hole. You'll feel it when you get the screw in there. Drill it in, nice clean holes and strong connection. All right, the 2 boards are connected with clean pocket holes. If we didn't do the pocket holes, you would have had to screw in through the top, which is totally fine, but then you gotta make sure you go in at the perfect angle so that the screw doesn't come out the side of the board. And then you have screws on top, which could be fine. This is just sitting in the garage, but I just love the pocket hole look, and it just gives a clean, finished appearance.
Hi.
Hello. You were saying?
I was trying to get ready and she wanted me to hold her, so now she's in the baby cat Bjorn.
Now we're gonna cut the 1x4. I'm gonna just cut it up into a bunch of 5.5-inch sections. I want them to be going, again, I'll just show you. What a mess. And for the 1x3, we are also gonna cut a bunch of 5.5-inch strips. This is sort of the idea. These aren't fastened in yet, they're just sitting there, but just to finally give you an idea of what I'm talking about, the tool will go in there and it'll hang just like that. Not all the tools have the same handles. Ones like this, I mean, this is gonna be an obvious, it's very easy to make that slot and get it to hang. This one has a bit more of a narrow, like I would have to be really precise with that to get it to hang. So I'll have to get creative with each tool, but for now we'll focus on the easy ones. Actually, let's clean up here. This is a mess. I don't need y'all judging me from home, staring at my workbench being like, will you look at all of that sawdust? Don't worry, I'll vacuum that up or sweep it up later. In fact, I'll sweep it up right now, it's gonna bother me. Oh my God, the broom just fell apart. I'm just going to do a couple of screws right through the bottom of this to hold it into place. And this is where you just gotta make sure you're going straight in. I should probably drill pilot holes. Yeah, I'm gonna drill pilot holes. I'm not gonna do it now, but I have to remember to come back and put in a screw up top. So I want that to go in just like that. Now I'm getting to the more unique shaped ones like the sander. And I think for the sander, the most obvious part to hang it from is right here where the sanding barrel is. So it'd go in like that. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm fairly sure I hear coyotes. Something's going on. I'm pivoting a little bit here because I'm worried if I hang every tool from this one shelf, it's just gonna be too heavy and everything will come crashing down. And I also kind of wanted little cubbies next to each tool so I could put jigsaw blades or, you know, sanding circles, whatever, next to the tool. What I might do is use some of these. Oh. So if I have a tool hanging here, I will use this as sort of a shelf, and then I can put jigsaw blades or whatever I want in this little cubby right here. See if you can see that. So if that's sitting in there, I can put whatever I want in there. And that way it's not just tons of tools on this whole thing. Big old Sawzall. I've got one of these hooks that I'm not using that was for a slat wall where I hang other stuff. I'm kind of thinking maybe I just double up the wood right here. I'll screw this in here just so it's thicker. I'll hang this here and then hang it like that. So I got studs there, there, and there. So I got 3 studs I can work with to hang this thing. Let's see where it makes sense. Trying to find where I can get a clean shot at each stud. Right about there, I think will work. All right, hopefully I hit the stud. All right, now we're gonna make sure we're level. Right there should be level. Let me take a step back, make sure it looks right. Ratchet goes there, that can go there. This is the kind of builder I am. Let's call it a creative builder. I don't necessarily go in with a rock solid plan. I just start building and see where the job takes me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, the job always gets done. You just want like the tiniest bit on your brush. You don't want it dripping everywhere since we're just touching up. While the stain is drying over there, I'm going to start piecing together the second shelf. All right, without a helper, this is challenging. Pretty dang level. Hi, it's me again. So, I thought I was done with this video. I had recorded an outro, I was editing it, but something was bugging me. These cubbies were bugging me because they just don't look that professional or nice. And for a while, for some reason, it wasn't occurring to me how I could fix that. And then yesterday, at my daughter's graduation party, suddenly it occurred to me. This whole 1x3 and then a board on top and then a 1x3, this whole up and down thing, it's just kind of janky. This should just be one board all the way across, all the way across. I don't know why it didn't occur to me to do it that way from the beginning. Part of it was I was evolving as I was building. Originally I wasn't gonna do cubbies and I suddenly added them, so I just wasn't thinking straight. Now I am, so now we're gonna fix it. I had to go buy one more 1x6, it was like $7, $8, something like that. I've already stained it, so now I just need to cut the 1x6 to make all of these bottoms for the cubbies, and it's gonna look so much better in the end. So let's get to it. I was trying to avoid showing the garage, but it is a disaster because like I said, we had our graduation party for our daughter yesterday, so a whole bunch of things from the back patio got moved in here. So this is the space I'm working with to try and finish this project. Let's just work our way this way and we'll finish each shelf as we get to it. So first shelf will be this one. Rather than having this just be a 5.5 inch board, I need this to be 9 inches and it'll just go all the way across. So this is the additional board I got. It was a 6-foot board. I didn't need 8 feet. Okay, and that should go right there. That looks good. It's not ideal having to do this with the shelf already hung, but it's fine. If any of y'all have kids, it's a surreal experience celebrating that high school graduation, getting ready to send them off to college. So crazy day. It was a fun party. It was like 95 degrees, but we made the best of it and had a great time and celebrated our youngest child who is off to college in about 3 weeks. There we go. That looks a lot better than that one. So let's work on that one next. A little spur of the moment addition, because I have some extra wood, so why not use it? So this is where I was hanging my drill, and I was just setting the bits that I have for it up here. But I think I'm gonna add an extra cubby right here so I can actually store them in here. It'll just look neater, and why not? Let's have more cubbies. Let's do it. Oh yeah, something came in the mailbox. Do you want me to run and get it? One has mom's name on it. When your daughter asks you to run to the mailbox to retrieve a dress she ordered, you gotta do it, especially when a storm's moving in, especially when her boyfriend's over here. I gotta beat him to the mailbox. Well, we did it. We finished the power tool shelf and I think it looks pretty cool. I did have to buy one more 1x6. So I think that brought my total to somewhere around $60, $70. And this is easily expandable. If I bought another board or two, I already have the stain. I've already got screws. I could keep growing this thing. I could add another cubby here or another cubby here, or I could put up another shelf elsewhere for not much more money. That'll do it for this episode. Remember, if Buck can do it, so can you.